everybody. What's up? I am doing a new type of blogging today. I did video blogs like back in the day, last summer, so I guess that's kind of back in the day. But I thought it would be easier and quicker for me to just kind of talk about the situation that happened recently instead of writing it down. And also, I'm sorry I've been kind of like lacking with the updates. It's just I'd rather wait for like a bunch of stuff to happen and then talk about it as opposed to, every time like something happens little, I write about it. So, I keep saying and now every time I say it, you guys are going to notice. I don't know why I just said that. But, okay, so most of the people that watch this or, follow my story are friends of mine on Facebook. And a lot of you guys saw the whole situation that happened, that I got called and told I was no longer Lindsay's kidney donor, and I can only imagine that you guys knew how upset I was hearing this, like, just not acceptable to me. So what had happened was I recently went to get my creatinine. I had to do a 24-hour urine and get my creatinine level tested, which is just a quick blood test. I got this done a year when I took a semester off from Auburn. When I assumed I was giving the kidney, I did it like right before, like that summer, the end of the summer, I did this already. But they kept telling me Lindsay was too sick to get the transplant. I went back to Auburn, and then now when I was home for this summer, they told me to come do it again. So I went in to pick up the stuff to do the 24-hour urine, and I did it, and I brought it back, and they never told me I need to do blood, so I just brought the 24-hour urine, and you're supposed to do the blood like immediately after you bring in the 24-hour urine. So I didn't do the blood because they didn't tell me, and I left, and I got a phone call like week after from one of the women that's on my team, and she was like, you didn't do the blood test. And I was like, well, I didn't know I was supposed to, and I'm not going to willingly be like, yeah, take my blood, because that's just not my idea of a fun time. So I was like, oh, like, do I have to do another 24-hour urine, because they're supposed to be right after each other? And she was like, no, it's okay, I'll just lie. And then she laughed and was like, just kidding, I'd never do that, but don't worry about it, just come in and do the blood, and that's it. So like, all right, so I went in, I did the blood test, and then it was like a week and a half after I had brought in the 24-hour urine. So I did the blood test, and then I waited 2 weeks, and I got the phone call that was like, you're not the donor. And I mean, inside of me was like, I was furious hearing these words. This has been such, and everyone knows, this has been such a long, just drawn-out process that's just frustrating, and especially for me, because I'd have people asking me, when are you giving the kidney? And I couldn't give an answer. Because I was left in the dark, I just assumed it was whenever Lindsay was better. I never realized, like, this was going to come up. So initially, I wanted to scream at the person telling me, but I was like, all right, I had to calm down. I had so many things running through my head that I wanted to say that just, like, I couldn't say. Like, I was just kind of, like, speechless. The doctor who called me had told me, you're born with 2 kidneys, obviously, unless you're born with 1. But you're born with 2 kidneys, and once you have your kidneys, that's the number that it's set at. They can't get any better than that. Unless it's deteriorating, that's the only way the creatinine number will change. Like Lindsay's, her number's gone down, but if you're born with this number, that's it. And some people are meant to be a donor and some aren't. And I was like, okay. I was like, so my number can't get any better. Because I had asked, I was like, well, what can I do to make my number better to get this transplant done? Obviously, I'm like trying to think of everything I could possibly do. And that's when he had told me that, there's nothing you can really do about it. So I was like, whatever. I hung up. I was like, I have to talk to my mom. Like, I just need to, like, collectively sit down, collect all my thoughts, and talk to my mother about it. And as I was talking to her, I was thinking, like, I did this test a year ago. So if my number wasn't up to par at that point, why didn't they tell me? Because obviously, like he said, my number doesn't change. It doesn't get better. So why did they lead me on to believe that I was going to be the donor? And not only was I, going to be the donor, but I took a semester off of school. They knew this. If they knew I wasn't going to be the donor, we could have looked for another donor for Lindsay. And then, God forbid, say there was something wrong with my kidney. Shouldn't they have told me that, like, this was, your number wasn't up to par? And he had told me, he was like, it's nothing wrong with your kidney. It's just, it fits your body size, and that's just it. And I was like, all right. So all these things while I was talking to my mom are coming up. And I mean, regardless if my number is, which I don't know, regardless if my number is not at where it should be, you guys had an obligation to be telling, filling us in, not just leaving us in the blank. Like, I hadn't heard anything. I thought I was the donor, and I thought everything was waiting on Lindsay to be healthy. Right when she got healthy and they made me do this test again, all of a sudden I'm not the donor anymore. So I was just obviously just not, I was angry. So I called back and I pretty much, professionally and respectfully, I told them everything I had said to my mom, what my thoughts were, pretty much being like, find another way that I can be the donor. So not a day went by and they called me and they pretty much told me that I'm trying to play you guys the message. They pretty much told me that they made an appointment for me to go to Children's Hospital and just get a complete overview of my kidney to make sure it's functioning all right. So I got this voicemail. Oh, that's not the voicemail that I meant to play to you guys. Sorry about it.
Hello, this is Children's Hospital Boston, calling to confirm multiple appointments for Mackenzie at 8 a.m., your doctor, and 10 a.m., your doctor, and 11 a.m., your doctor, and 12 p.m., your doctor, on Thursday.
So I just had that yesterday, and it went well. It was fine. Obviously, I'm a baby when it comes to like veins and blood. So I'm at a children's hospital, like crying my eyes out. And the kids are looking at me like I have 10 heads. I was like, awesome. They actually did offer me a balloon and sticker, which was kind of embarrassing, but and I wanted to vlog it for you guys and bring you along and show you. And I meant to. I think the only videos I got were like me getting in the car, being like, going to get the testing done. And then I think one shot of me getting blood. I was so terrible at remembering it. So it wasn't that interesting. But yeah, so I'm waiting for those results. I don't see why they shouldn't be good. Let's wait and see. But I'm still very upset with the whole situation, everything was dealt with. So yeah, other than that, I want to make another video, eventually updating you guys on everything that's going on when I can, either a video or write-up, I don't know. I have a lot going on. I'm really excited to tell you guys about. I've been getting a ton of questions about my book, a lot of people wanting to read it. You gotta wait. And then also, a lot of people want to know what it's about, so I thought I could tell you guys on this. It's pretty much, I grew up, obviously, very healthy with 6 siblings and a mother. My mom had colon cancer. It's just my perspective of growing up in a household of illness while I'm the healthy one. I'm kind of like the background, the perspective that no one really sees because like the newscasters asked my mom or my dad or my sisters, what was going on, how they were feeling, but I got like a different view of it all. And then I guess the main point of my book is kind of pushing the whole light at the end of the tunnel type deal. I really strongly believe that this could help people who are going through tough times realize that life gets better. It might not be like, you're not going to run into $10 million because you've been through a tough time, but I do believe it will get better than where it is if you're going through something hard. I definitely had my moments where I expected a higher being to come and just make everything better because I had been through so much, but that's so unrealistic, and I know a lot of people live that way when they're going through a hard time. They expect, but you can't. The only way you can live a happy life is if you make it happy, and you do things that make you happy. If you do things that make you sad and make you angry, you're going to be angry and sad, and I could have easily locked myself in my room and shut out everyone, but then that would have just been bringing in more sadness and more anger, and it's a cycle. So if you bring in happiness, if you do things that make you happy, you will be happier. And then the whole saying is time heals all. I believe that as well. I mean, when Ashley passed, I never in a million years believed I'd be okay. I mean, I literally thought my life was going to end as well when it had first happened. Obviously, it doesn't heal all because there's still a scar, and I'm never going to be able to just be like, yeah, I'm over Ashley passing away, but it definitely makes it more bearable, and I don't know. I feel like my book, I want to use it as like a motivator. Like use your struggles as a motivator to just conquer whatever life brings you. If you can get through it, if I can get through a death, if I can get through the things I've been through, I can get through anything at this point. And I want the life that I know I can have. So I'm going to continue to stay positive and I want to show people that, there's a huge difference between living and surviving. If you're sad and depressed, you're only surviving, you're not living. So, yeah, there's my little positive note for all of you guys. But yeah, so I am excited for, that to move forward. I'm just excited for a lot of things. I have a radio interview. I have stuff coming up that I can't wait to talk to you guys about. And I just want to say thank you guys for seriously just following me on all of this. Ashley passed away a year ago, and I still have people that are constantly, touching base with me and asking me how I'm doing and all of that. And I can't even express, my gratitude. So thank you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.